Stress ruining and ruling your life these days. Nearly half of Americans believe they'll never feel stress-free ever again. These are rough times, aren't they? New poll of 2,000 people over the age of 30 revealed 57% of people feel stressed more frequently now than they did 5 years ago. And 40-some percent, live an unhealthier lifestyle because of the stress experience. And there's no doubt emotional eating is a thing, no doubt about it. And a lot of Americans have gained some weight during these stressful times. To talk about this a little bit more, mental health coach who has more than 3 decades of experience as a professional counselor and, working with individuals, Dr. Vince Callahan is here. Doctor, welcome in. Thanks for being here.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. So, this is a pretty alarming stat here that, nearly half of Americans have gained 17 pounds because of all the stress. What's the biggest stressors you're finding in these tough times we're in?
Well, I think if we go back to COVID literally changed our entire culture. But what I find, people are just under so much pressure, and they're just trying to get things done and excel at everything. And even when the kindergarten kids, we're wanting them already to be doing AP calculus. So we've put ourselves under such pressure, and it's amazing in my practice when I say to people, just relax. They go, I don't know how to do that.
Now, this has a big effect on people's work lives, not to mention their personal lives inside their home and family.
Absolutely. When you're under stress, you go into what's called fight, flight, or freeze mode, and that makes cortisol dump in your brain, which is the stress hormone. And so in order to overcome that and to get rid of that a little bit, or to replace, because you're in survival mode, to replace the nutrients, I guess, people just overeat and they stress eat, especially late at night. You've had a rough day. You come home, you deserve a reward for all the stress that you've put through for the day. So you sit down with that bag of chips or whatever, and you make bad food choices, and then you feel guilt and shame because you've sat there and ate too much at 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah, late night snacking is it's a beast. I mean, it's like the evil, stepchild of Dr. Red that comes into your home and says, "Hey, I know you're hungry. Get something else. Let's go gain weight." But as much as you talk about that, the negative chemical that dumps in your brain during stress, exercise gets those endorphins going. Is that a good counterbalance to, kind of ward off that evil chemical that's rolling around in your brain?
Absolutely. Anything is just as simple as taking a walk around the block. Mm-hmm. When you exercise, you actually release endorphins, which are 10 times more powerful than morphine in your brain. And so you can combat it. You can also combat it with if you understand that I'm feeling X right now, and therefore I'm reaching for food. If you understand that pattern and the negative thoughts going on in your brain, you can change that. A, you can reach for something a little more healthy, but B, I'm a big fan of positive self-talk. Tell yourself, look, okay, I had a stressful day, but I got through it. I'm okay. And you can stop that cortisol dump and get better neurotransmitters going. And it's amazing, your appetite will go away. I'm actually dealing with this in my own life where I've gotten rid of some of the stressors in my life, and I've realized that my appetite is changing to where I'm not as hungry as I used to be because the stress is going away.
It's so amazing how related stress and overeating really is. And, what do you think the biggest stressors are right now? In my job, I'm obviously around the political division in our country. We talk about it all the time. The economy, I think, is the biggest issue for voters right now. But what is it when it comes to people's biggest stresses that you talk to that seem to always, have the lead?
Family issues, what's going on in their family and what's going on with their kids. And then, of course, the marriage ones. I can't talk to my spouse anymore, or I don't love them like I used to, or things are not good in the home. And that's kind of what I deal with most of the time in my practice.
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you, I think the economy and do I have enough money to take care of my family? Worried about their weight because, once again, it's a vicious cycle of emotional eating and not taking care of oneself. I kind of looked at it, and I've learned this over the years that, it's kind of like the instructions from the flight attendants. Put the mask on if it drops on you first, and then help others. You got to take care of yourself in order to, get rid of some of these other beasts that are around you. So yeah, I think you're right on the endorphins and the exercise. Just get out and walk, and that kind of clears your head, but it also releases those good chemicals. And I found a way to lose a bunch of weight as well, and it's called Be the New You. I mean, I've lost over 27 pounds doing this, and it really, really works, and it's the best plan I've ever been on because they have a program to help you keep the weight off. But and that will make you feel much better, too. If you're interested in that, check it out, BeTheNewYou.com.